In other words, Eden is something to escape from, not return to. And I want to read a quote by Jeff Durbin. He's a partial preterist, a post-millennial, and as such, you often engage a lot with full preterists because you're sort of closer to their position than anyone else. But this quote I thought was helpful. He said, "To deny the physical bodily resurrection is to disrupt one of the most beautiful, vital, and hopeful aspects of God's victory over sin and the story of redemption. Just start in Genesis. God created with the spiritual and physical intimately connected and anchored. If there is no physical resurrection, we would never return to what the experience was in God's original creation and garden, which means sin, the fall, and the curse would never be ultimately resolved. No restoration to the original order means sin has the ultimate victory. You don't need 50 proof texts to illustrate this. Now, I'm going to give you 50 proof texts to illustrate this, but according to Durbin, he says, you just need the first 3 chapters of the story, which is why the physical resurrection of the Lord Jesus is so powerful and important. God overcame in the resurrection of Jesus. He will overcome, and ultimately with us and our bodies. In other words, just to paraphrase what he's saying, there is nothing that sin has affected God will not redeem. There is nothing taken a hold of by sin that will not eventually be retaken a hold of by God. He says, either way, we return to the garden experience, or sin has the final say. We can't negotiate with that idea. And I think he says that beautifully.